shoulder girdle. Okay, give some kind of stimulus on the foot. So when you give stimulus, the baby will try to look what stimulus you are giving. When the baby looks, automatically it contracts the anterior neck muscles. Understood what I am talking? So use supine lying, use pillow, make sure that the pillow should be till shoulder girdle. Give stimulus the foot end of the baby. Okay, when you give stimulus at the foot end of the baby, the kid will try to look what is happening on the foot. So the anterior neck muscles will contract. Understood what I am talking? So always tell parents to approach from the foot end of the bed. Approach means when you are talking, okay, when you are playing, make sure that you should approach from the foot end so that the kid will contract the anterior neck muscles. Okay, so this is one facilitation technique for head. Okay, so kid in supine lying, using pillows till the shoulder girdle and giving stimulus at the foot end. Okay, so the kid will contract the anterior neck muscles. Okay, this is one technique. The second technique is the kid will be in supine lying. Okay, the therapist will be holding the shoulder behind the shoulders from the hand, and the hands, the fingertips will be supporting the head. Okay, the head should be in midline. Okay, so when the head is in midline, keep talking with the kid and slowly get the kid into sitting posture. Understood what I am talking?
Yes.
Okay, so please understand the kid should be in supine lying. Okay, put your hands on the kid's shoulders, fingertips on the head of the kid. Okay, slowly get the kid into sitting position. Make sure that head should be in midline. Okay, so this is second technique how to facilitate the head control. So please do understand that without head control, the kid's normal development will not happen. So it is very, very important. You should do some exercises or facilitation techniques to get the head control. Okay, so these are the two techniques in supine lying. When coming to prone lying, there are many techniques in prone lying. One of the important thing in pediatric rehabilitation, there are some equipments commonly used. One is, this is called bolster. Okay, this is called bolster. This you can see, this is physio ball. Okay, and there are some, you must be knowing, I'll show you some pictures, wedges. Wedges will be there. You can use stools, you can use small chairs. Okay, all these things are part of rehabilitation of the kid. Okay, when you come to prone lying, there are many activities you can use. Okay, in prone lying you can use pillows. Okay, make the kid in prone lying. I need a small pillow. So, again, can you get the towel? Okay, no problem. So you can put baby on a pillow, or even you can put a baby on a bolster on prone lying. Even you can use the towel roll. Okay, I'll start with towel roll. Okay, position the baby in prone lying. Okay, a towel roll should be on the chest. Okay, the baby should be on prone lying. Initially, we can give support to the head. Okay, so once the kid gets, make sure that the hand should be front. You can use a towel roll in front of the chest. Okay, you can support the head initially, give the initial support, give some toys, give some visual stimulus. keep talking to the kid from the front. Okay, make sure the hand should be in front. As the kid develops head control, you can remove the support of your hand. As the kid develops head control, even you can decrease the support of the towel roll. Understood what I am talking? So you can use a towel roll, even you can use a pillow, or even you can use a bolster. This is very big bolster. For small kids, we can get a small bolster. So the position, the technique is same. So please do understand. So you can use a small bolster. This is called bolster. Even you can use a small towel roll, or even you can use a small pillow. The technique is simple. The kid should be in prone line with support from the bolster or the towel or from the pillow at the chest. Initially, make sure that you give some support to the head. Once the kid develops head control, slowly you can remove the hand. If you want to facilitate more, even you can reduce the the towel to back, so that the kid should look up more. Okay. So this is one technique how to facilitate the head control in prone line. So coming to the other techniques, okay. Kid should be in prone line, okay. Elbow should be flexed. The kid should be taking weight on the elbows. The therapist should be behind and give some kind of push to the elbow. Put some toys or some kind of visual attraction so that the kid will be looking at the objects. So you have to give two types of stimulus. One is visual stimulus. Visual stimulus means by showing different kinds of toys. Okay. Auditory stimulus means by talking with the kid, playing with the kid. So when you do this kind of stimulus, automatically the kid will look up to the stimulus. So make sure that the kid should be in prone line, the elbow should be flexed, the therapist should be giving some kind of downward pressure to the elbows. Okay, so some kind of stimulus like auditory stimulus, visual stimulus. Visual stimulus, you can use different types of toys, sound making toys, which is attracting to the kid. Okay, so that is visual stimulus. What is auditory stimulus? So auditory stimulus means someone talking with the kid, someone playing with the kid gives auditory stimulus. So when we give these two types of stimulus, automatically the kid will look up. The other technique, simple technique is that, okay, make the baby prone line, okay, put the hands forward, forearm weight bearing, okay, put some toys, okay, so automatically the kid will look up and will start playing with the toys, okay, so automatically the kid's head control will get improved. So it's a very simple technique. Put some toys which is attracting to the kid, okay, put the baby in prone line, okay, so automatically the kids will take the toys and keep playing. So when the kids will take the toys and keep playing, okay, the kid will look up. So automatically it facilitates the head control. Okay, so this is one technique. If you want to increase further, you can put a towel roll, okay, ask the patient to take weight on the hands. Okay, so when the kid takes weight on the hands, automatically, okay, the head extension will happen. So the same technique you can give some kind of visual stimulus, auditory stimulus in this position. Okay, when there is a head extension, automatically spinal extension will happen. Okay, if there is no head extension, the spinal curvatures will not develop. So it is very, very important for us to know how to facilitate the head control. Okay, so these are very few simple techniques where you can use to get the head control. So most of the times if you want to get head control, make sure that the activities should be in prone line. Most of the activities should be in prone line. So for that you can use towel rolls, you can use pillows, even you can use bolsters. Bolsters, this is very big bolster. You should use a small bolsters which is suitable for the kids. This is very big bolster. This bolsters is usually used for maybe 5 years or 6 years old kids. For kids of this age, you should require a small bolster. Please remove your headphones. What you are doing? Remote. So these are the few techniques what you have to do in prone line. The other simple techniques. Even we can say example. You can ask the parents to be in supine line. You can make the baby lie down like this. Okay, so you can ask the parents to encourage to talk, keep talking with the kid. Okay, so make sure that your hand should be behind the shoulders and a little bit support. Okay, so this is, or you can, this is also a better position. Okay, the parents, you can ask them to lie down. Okay, ask the kids to prone line. Okay, so ask the parents to keep talking with the kid, playing with the kid. Automatically the kid will extend the head. Understood what I am talking?
Support the head or
no need support. See, automatically the kid is like this. If I am a parent, if I keep talking, automatically the kid will look up.
and this supine line.
This is prone line. I am supine line.
Another supine line, the kid.
I'll come to that. This is first technique. The parent should be in supine line. Okay, put the baby in prone line on your lap. Okay, keep talking with the kid. So automatically the kid will look at you. So automatically head extension will happen. Okay, so this is one technique. So other technique is you can put on the laps. Okay, make the baby, you sit like this, make the baby put on your lap. Okay, make sure that the kid is taking weight on the hands. Automatically the kid will look up. Understand what I am talking? So this is a small technique. This other technique, the therapist should be sitting. Okay, put the baby on your lap, prone line. Okay, put some toys here. Okay, make sure that the kid should taking weight on the floor. Okay, automatically when the kid is looking at the toys, automatically head extension will happen. Understand what I am talking? This is one technique. There is, okay, the therapist will be sitting like this. Okay, put the baby in prone line on your lap. Put some toys, a good toys. Okay, make sure that the hand should be supporting the floor. Okay, so automatically the kid will lift the head up by looking the toys, or someone should keep talking with the kid. So automatically the head extension will happen. Slight amount of head extension is also good, but make sure that it should happen actively. You should not do passively. If you want to facilitate the head control, most of the activities the kid should do actively. Actively means if the kid does a 5% also, it is good, instead of doing passively 100%. Okay. There is other simple technique in sitting position only. You can make the baby sit on your lap facing front. You should hold the hand behind the shoulders. Hello, please, it's late. No need. Sorry, I will put absent. I will not be present. Okay, so it is sitting position. Okay, on your lap. Okay, give support to the shoulders. Okay, get the hands in. Okay, make sure that keep talking with the kid. Okay, keep playing. so automatically head control will improve. Understand what I am saying? So this is one method of getting head control in sitting. Okay. So these are the few techniques how to get head control. Okay. Next, coming to how to facilitate rolling. What is rolling? Rolling means coming supine to side lying and going to prone lying is called rolling. Okay. First, you should emphasize on getting head control. So I have shown you in supine, I have shown you in prone. Okay. In prone, you can use bolsters, you can use pillows, you can use towel rolls. Okay. Some of the techniques you can use on yourself on the therapist lap. Okay. And some of the techniques now I am going to show is how to facilitate the kids rolling. Okay. So you can start with slowly moving the kid into side lying like this with both the hips. Understood what I am talking? So if the kid is supine lying like this, okay, just slowly bend the leg and rotate towards the one side. And the same thing, just hold the hip and roll to the other side. Okay, so this is the starting. Okay, later on, slowly what we can do is that slowly we can move the hip to one side, so automatically the kid will roll to the prone position. Okay, so I am using only one hip joint, so one leg. You can see here the kid is in supine line. I am bending the leg, I am moving the hip joint slowly. Okay, I am rotating it, so automatically the kid will go from supine to prone. Okay, so this is one type of facilitation using one hip joint. There is other technique. I am using two legs for facilitation. Okay, so I am holding this leg like this, I am holding one hip joint and I am rotating towards the prone line. Okay, so please do understand. I am making sure that I am holding one leg in extension. I am flexing the other leg completely and I am rotating to the opposite side so that the kid will go for prone line. So these are the two techniques. One technique is I am using only one hip joint. Other technique is I am using both the legs. Okay, so these are the two techniques where you can use for facilitation of rolling from supine to side line and to the prone line. Okay. The next technique is by using hands. Okay. When you are using hands, say example, if I want to rotate towards the left side, I will make sure that I will left hand I will extend and I will keep at the top of the head. The right hand I will move forwards slowly so that the kid will turn towards prone. Understood what I am talking? It's very simple technique. Okay, how to facilitate rolling using upper limbs. If I want to roll towards the left side upper limb should be in extension. It should be kept at the top of the head. The right upper limb slowly I will flex forward. Okay, so that this leg will lead forwards and the kid will come into. So okay, no problem, absent. Okay, so we can put it in prone line. So you can facilitate from supine to prone line using one hip, using two legs, using upper limbs. Okay, so these are the three techniques to facilitate the rolling from supine to prone line. Okay, so this is about facilitation techniques of head, facilitation techniques of rolling. Now coming to what are the facilitation techniques of sitting. How to facilitate sitting. So it is a step-by-step sequence. So first you should get how to facilitate the head control. Second, you have to facilitate the rolling. The last step is how to facilitate sitting. If you don't get head control, if you don't get rolling, and there is no need to facilitate sitting. First, you should do exercises, you should do work on facilitation of head control, facilitation of rolling. And the last is you have to facilitate the sitting. Okay, how we can facilitate sitting? So we can make the kid sit like this with lower limb subduction, extend rotation. The therapist should be sitting behind. Okay, make sure that the leg should be externally rotated. Okay, so like this, make sure that the kid should be playing with the toys on both the sides. So you can ask the kid to take the toys and put this side. You can ask the kid to take toys and put this side. So what happens in this posture? Trunk rotations will happen and the kid's sitting balance will get improved. Okay, so it is very simple technique to facilitate sitting. So make the kid sit like this, long sitting. Hip should be in abduction, lower limb should be in external rotation. Okay, the therapist should be sitting behind and we should be supporting the pelvis like this. Okay, put some toys on the right side and left side. Ask the kid to take the toys on the right side and put it on the left side. And the same thing, ask the kid to take toys on the left side and put it on the right side. So that what happens? Trunk rotation will happen and the kid will get sitting balance slowly.
The kids is very young.
No, this is not for very young people. This is for after maybe 1 year. Depends upon the age. So it's very, very important. Your rehabilitation, your facilitation techniques depends upon the age. If a kid is coming around 6 months or 7 months of age who don't have head control, so for this kid you should do exercises for head and rolling. For a 6-month or 7-month-old kid, there is no need to do sitting facilitation. If you are coming across a kid of 1 year or 1.5 years, then you can facilitate head control, then you can facilitate sitting. If you are getting a kid of 2 years or 3 years, then you can more concentrate on sit to stand facilitation. So your rehabilitation depends upon the age of the kid. So whatever techniques I am telling, it is for less than 1 year of age. Okay, so it is very, very important. If you are getting a kid of 3 years, then there is no need to work on head control. You can work for some time, but you have to mainly work on the sit to stand and sitting facilitation, which is very, very important. Okay, so this is one technique of facilitation in sitting. You can use facilitation by bolsters. So coming to bolsters, as I said, this is a very big bolster for this kid. So the bolster should be a little bit small. So when the kid sits like this lower limb should be touching the floor. Understood what I am talking? But this bolster is very big. Just imagine the kid should be sitting like this and the foot should be touching the floor. Okay, it should be 90 degrees flexed and both the feet should be touching the floor. Make sure that you put one bench, a small bench with toys. Okay, ask the kid to go and take the toys and stand. Understood what I am talking? Okay, after that you can put a little bit bigger bench so that the kid can play with the toys what is there on the bench. Okay, so it is very, very important. So you can use bolster for sitting facilitation. Okay, make the kid sit on the bolster. Okay, make sure that the feet should be touching the floor. Okay, and this hip and knee should be flexed to 90 degrees. And make sure that in front of the kid, use small stool or a big stool. You have to put a lot of toys and the kid should be playing with those toys. So by this you can get facilitation of sitting you can get control of the sitting position. The same thing you can do in other way. You can make the bolster like this. Okay. As I said, this is a big bolster. We should have a small bolster. Okay. You should put the legs abducted. Okay. Make sure that the legs should be touching the floor, both the legs. Okay. Now ask the kid, put some toys in front, put a bench, put some toys, ask the kid to take the toys and throw it. Understand what I am talking? So this is second technique of how to facilitate sitting. Okay. Once the kid develops better control in this, on the floor, on the bolster, then you can go for a dynamic surface. So all these things are static. Static means there won't be any kind of movement. Dynamic means you can use physio ball. Understood what I mean? So always you should do activities first in static surface. Static surface means mat or any kind of a plinth or this bolster, all those things will come under static surface. Okay. Once you get a good control on the static surface, good control means if the kid is able to do properly, if the kid is having good static balance, then you should work on dynamic balance. So when you want to work on dynamic balance, you have to use a ball. Okay, so you can do some facilitation techniques using physio ball. So you can make the kid sit on physio ball, okay, like this. Okay, so make sure that you should be behind, the kid should be sitting forward. Okay, starting, make sure that the hand should be on the pelvis, stabilize like this. Okay, so now you can ask the kid to give some toys and throw the ball. You can say, give some ball to the hand, ask the kid to throw the ball. Okay, so these simple activities you can start. Once kid is stable, then what you can do is that slowly we can move the ball sideways. Okay, when you move the ball sideways, the trunk muscles, especially abdominal muscles, should contract to maintain this posture. Understand what I am talking? Or even you can do small bounces. Okay, you can take the ball to sideways, you can take the ball to the other sideways, even you can take the ball to backwards. Understood what I am talking? So when we are moving like this, the base of support and center of gravity is moving. So obviously the kid should use the muscles of the abdominals and trunk muscles should be facilitated to maintain this sitting posture. Understood what I am talking? Okay, so these are the few things how to facilitate sitting using on the floor, using the bolster and using the ball. Okay, so these are the three techniques, the three important things: head control, rolling and sitting facilitation, where we should do it for your kids in the starting stages. Okay, so if any queries, any questions? Any questions, any queries you have? No questions, no queries?